Hi and welcome. I'm so happy you're here. My name is Nicola and I support people with counselling and hypnotherapy and other alternative therapies to break free from anxiety, depression, to increase their self-confidence, as well as do marriage coaching. And one of the things that a lot of people suffer with that I've actually been through myself is hitting that wall, hitting a really low point in your life. You may call it depression, you may not, where you're just really unhappy and you just don't have any idea why, or you have ideas why and you're just not sure how to begin to even get out of it. I'll just explain what happened to me. About 11 years ago, I was living the dream, supposedly, in Dubai, and all of a sudden, I just felt so depressed, so down. I was stressed. I was actually being quite a workaholic. I had insomnia. I was drinking or overeating to comfort myself. And then I just hit this really low point and I just felt like so sad and so unhappy. And I couldn't put my finger on what to change and what was really making me unhappy. I was like, do I leave Dubai? Do I move home? Do I end my relationship? Do I change my career? Do I quit my job? Do I go on a holiday? What is the solution to what I'm feeling? And the most strangest thing happened to me in that time. I had a massive breakthrough. Now, at the time, I thought it was a breakdown, by the way. So I didn't think, okay, I'm going through a breakthrough. It was actually me crying consistently for 3 weeks, like constant tears. And I always say to anybody that I work with now that tears are healthy. Tears is the body's natural way to release. So if you're crying, embrace it. Allow yourself to cry. Now, it did freak me out, I must be honest. 3 weeks non-stop crying. I was going to work and the tears were just streaming. I was going home. My boyfriend was looking at me saying, what is wrong? And I was like, I don't know, I can't stop crying. And they just kept streaming and streaming. But from this reflection point, I got the answers. And then I started to change my life little bit by little bit. So it's really important to take a step back and to look at your life, and if you're feeling like this, and look at, okay, what are the areas of my life that are going well? Maybe there's some, maybe there's none. Okay, what are the areas of my life that are causing me trouble, or they're not quite where I want them to be? And then looking at them and thinking, what is the first step I can do to help myself? What is the second step I can do to help myself in each area? One of the questions that I ask myself is, what really matters to me in my life? What are my core values? And then assessing, am I living my life to these core values? And if I'm not, then how can I? So that was a really powerful exercise and question that I did for myself, and I often take individuals through, or sometimes couples through individually, and then we share them together. A second question that I ask myself is, what can I control right now? What can I start to do to control these different areas? And looking at what I can, because sometimes we can get so bogged down into things we can't control, like we can't control the financial economy. We can't maybe control and change career in an instant. We can take the steps, but we can't control every single thing. So making that distinction between what we can control and what we can't control really helped me. A third thing that really made a massive difference was asking myself, what would I do if money was no object? Or what have I always wanted to do, but I've said no to myself? So that also was a very powerful and important question. And the last thing that I asked myself, and I just want to leave you with this because this was the biggest thing that changed my life, and this was, how can I love myself more? How can I be kinder to myself? And when I changed this, everything in my life changed. I felt so much happier. I felt so much better. And so the first thing I did was stop criticizing myself, because criticism kills our spirit. It kills our energy. It holds us down. How can I give myself love? So positive affirmations, being kind to myself, saying nice things. How can I love myself? Through loving my body. Okay, that means not criticizing myself, not telling myself that I'm fat, that I'm looking old, that I'm looking ugly, that I'm looking cheap, that my hair is rubbish, whatever it is. No judgments on your body. And then nurturing the body. Good sleep, good nutrition, good exercise. Sometimes I was exercising way too much, which is really negative for the body as well. So what are you doing to nourish your mind, nourish your body, and nourish yourself? So these are the things to really do, first of all, that can help you to get out of depression or out of that low mood. Now, I just want to say one last thing, actually, as well, that sometimes depression is a numbness where you don't feel anything. You don't feel sad. You don't feel stressed. You don't feel love. You just feel numb. And this is often a layer of protection. And often what's going to come through from this is either anger, sadness, clarity. It could be anything. But depression is sometimes protecting us from deeper emotions, and it's a numbness. Now, often this shifts by itself, but if you want some support to work out what your numbness is protecting you from, then please do get in touch. I really do have such compassion to help people with depression. I'd love to hear from you. You can book a call with me on my website. During this call, we can have a discussion about what you're going through. You can then decide, do you like me? Would you like to work with me? You can understand my prices and how my programs work. Or you can also, if you don't have the finances to work with somebody one-on-one, or you would just like to get support straight away and you prefer to keep things private, then you could also get my self-love or self-confidence audio program, and this can support you into starting to look at how to shift the negative energy and to how to change your life. So I know I've talked a lot about loads of different things. Hopefully you found something useful today. Do subscribe to the show, because I'm going to be sharing more anxiety tips, marriage tips, depression tips, and self-love and self-confidence tips. Thank you.